Are you sick and tired of the mess that California finds itself in? Do you think you can do a better job? Well, the month of July gives you a big opportunity to make a difference. You need to recruit or run. Coming up, I'll tell you how you can run or help someone else run for elected office in 2024. I'm Carl DeMaio, chairman of Reform California, and let me just say right now, you cannot be on the sidelines in the fight to try to solve the problems that California faces. If you are upset about the direction of the state of California or the community that you live in, and unless you're living under a rock, you should be pretty damn upset with the problems that our state and our cities are facing in California. Now is the time for you to do something about it. Not just the November election, although I hope you'll show up and vote for change in that election. No, now is the time to either run for office yourself or get someone else to run for office. And so that's what I want to talk about today. We're in the month of July. When we're recording this show, it's the month of July. And that's the period that candidates file to run for office in the November election. I'm going to walk through very simply how you can figure out what offices are open and available for you to run for, as well as a very simple way for you to fill out the paperwork and run for office. I want you to consider doing it. But if you don't want to run for office, I need you to find someone that can and connect them to us so that we can help them with the process. And I will help you if you want to run. But you can't beat someone with no one. And that's the big challenge of candidate recruitment. In every election, we have countless offices in each city, in each region, that are forfeited to the far left because nobody bothers to run against the idiots that are currently in office. And a lot of these offices are actually winnable by people with common sense. It is exceedingly easy to win some of the local and down ticket races. But you need to actually show up and file. So the first step that we need to overcome is not having anyone to run for office. And that's why I need you to consider running or getting someone in your network of friends to run. Second, people say, who, me? I'm not qualified. Let me just put that to rest. If you have integrity, you are infinitely more qualified than the idiots that are currently in most of these offices. If you can balance a checkbook, if you don't have a felony record, yes, all of these things make you far more qualified for office than the insane extremists from the far left that currently are in most of these offices. And I know that some of you might say, well, if I'm a Republican, I'm not qualified to run because nobody votes for Republicans. Look, local offices do not have party labels on the ballot. And a lot of Republicans are very competitive in running for local positions. And so I really encourage you to run. All you need is a good gut. All you need is common sense. And once you are in office, there are a number of nonprofit policy organizations that will support you, educate you, and train you on how to do the job well. Most people can do the job just by listening to constituents, hearing their concerns, and asking common sense questions, voting with their gut. I tell you, this is not rocket science. You are very qualified, eminently qualified to serve on these positions in your community. Third, people say, okay, what does it take to run for office? Well, simply filling out the paperwork is all it takes. Just put your name on the ballot. In most cases, just putting your name on the ballot is what it takes to win, because in many races, people don't, on the other side, actually don't qualify or don't file to run for office. Or people who are voting say, I'm not voting for any incumbents this year, and we're going to vote for the challengers. And so you automatically win. Also, at Reform California, we do our voter guide, and the voter guide helps lift all the boats. A rising tide lifts all boats. So if you get on the right voter guides, and that's, again, people will endorse you for free, you can run a campaign without actually opening a campaign committee, without actually spending any money. Just put your name on the ballot. I'll talk about how you could run a campaign in just a moment, and we have resources to offer you. But let me show you how you can go through the process. Go to your registrar of voters office. Here's the registrar of voters office for the county of San Diego, where I live. When you're on there, they will have information for campaigns or candidates. So a number of buttons that are up there, candidates and campaigns, for example, on the San Diego site. You go there and it says, how do I become a candidate? See how easy this is? Step by step by step. The clerk or the registrar of voters will have a candidate manual, a candidate timeline, and you just click on that candidate manual or timeline. Right down here is a frequently asked questions for campaigns, but I want to draw your attention to the timeline. The timeline for filing is July 15th to August 9th. So you can pull your papers to run for office starting on July 15th. You have to return your paperwork by August 9th. And these are for your local districts, your school boards, special districts like fire, healthcare, water, community planning groups. All of these entities that have elections are for the July 15th to August 9th candidate filing period. You can ask questions. When you go to the registrar of voters office, they will help you fill out the paperwork. They're there to help you, okay? And if you don't get help from that office, call my office and we will help you. We want to help people who want to make a difference. We want to empower you. We want to walk you through step by step. But the timeline is August 9th is the deadline, but you can pull papers as early as July 15th to fill them out. Okay, what can I run for? Well, here's the statement of qualifications form for this is for the primary. Backing up. Most of the qualifications for these offices, you live in the district, period. That's it. You have to be a certain age. Usually it's 18. You live in the district and yet it's age 18. Now you might say, well, what district do I live in? What's available? Glad you asked. You can go in here to look up your voting information. I think there's a Find My Representative portal here. District maps. Let me see here. District maps. Yes. If you go to district map, find your districts. You can click on this. I think you can type in your home address and it'll pull up which districts you get to vote on in your primary. Click OK there. Okay. Voter lookup and district list. And by the way, you can call your registrar of voters office. They will tell you how to look it up. So let's put in 3221 Old Bridgeport Way. Okay. That is in the city of San Diego. And you zoom in. That's right there. Okay. And up pops your districts. So state assembly, congressional, state senate, board of equalization, county board of supervisors, county board of education, in most cases were done in the primary. So it's too late to file for those. But there are these positions down here. You can do the water authority, the school board, the Unified School District. This is San Diego Unified School District, San Diego Community College District. And so these are positions that could be available for you to run for. What I would encourage you to do is chat with us at Reform California. Go to our website, reformcalifornia.org, reformcalifornia.org, and we can help you with problems that come up as you're looking at positions that you can run for. But also check in with your local Republican Party. It's hit or miss there because some parties are not actually organized and available. But many times you can just go to your registrar of voters office and ask them what positions are available for me to run for. That's the county registrar of voters office. If you live in an incorporated city, they sometimes have a city clerk that also runs their local elections. So suppose you live in the city of Escondido. You would go to the clerk's office, and the city clerk's office will have electronic campaign filing, records requests, boards and commissions. Let's see, I'm going to click under elections. This is an incorporated city. Candidate information tells you which districts are up. You can look up your location on a map. You go down here to let's see here, candidate information, District 1, 2, 3, contributions, 2020. Well, they don't really have very good information here. Shame on you, city clerk. Are you trying to protect your city council? Bad. So you would call the city clerk's office and say, hey, I want to run for city council. Send me the paperwork. Send me the form. Again, I'm appalled. I randomly did this. I'm not just picking on Escondido. I'm appalled that they don't have a better way to click under how to run for office. Candidate handbook. Okay, there we are. Escondido, candidate handbook. There you go. So that's what you would do. So here are qualifications to run for the city council or any city office in Escondido. You have to be 18 years of age, registered voter, no criminal record, and you can't file for more than one office at a time. Okay, so that's pretty simple. Those are your qualifications. Then you can contact the city clerk, and here are the things that you have to submit by the deadline. So a candidate intention form 501, again, that would be given to you by your city clerk. Just fill it out. Nomination paper, they have a nomination paper that you fill out. Ballot designation worksheet. Basically, what is your occupation? And describe what you do for work. Are you a small business owner? That's a good ballot title. Small business owner. You can put down father or mother or parent, caregiver. You can put down what you are in terms of a license that you have in the state of California, if you have a vocational license. So what is your job? Because people like to know, what do you do for a real job that I'm voting you into? Statement of economic interest. Now, this is a little bit more complicated. There is actually a step-by-step, but you basically put down, your current employment, a range of your salary. I know people don't like telling people how much they earn. No one really checks these forms widespread. No one's going to say, oh, I know how much you earn. It's filed with the city clerk. It is a public document, but what land do you own in the city that you're running for? And again, you can ask questions of the FPPC in filling out that form. And of course, people at Reform California can help you with that, as well as your city clerk. Their job is to help you fill out the paperwork. They can't give you legal advice, but they can say, this is what would go in that section. Again, I want to make it easy for you to fill out the paperwork. That's all it takes is filling out paperwork. You don't have to raise money. Now, if you want to raise money, great. But all you really have to do is go out there after putting your name on the ballot and talk to groups that do endorsements. Reform California does an endorsement. We have our voter guide, and we will endorse all the way down to planning board. So we have our statewide voter guide, but we also have local voter guides. Here's the one for San Diego County, and we are already endorsing people. If you go to our website, reformcalifornia.org, click under the voter guide, you'll find positions that we are seeking candidates for in the cities and school boards. And so here are city races that we have. Like, for example, in Del Mar right here, it says 2 candidates needed. Please inquire. Contact us. We want to help you file the paperwork. But if you get our endorsement, a lot of voters get the voter guide. This is one of the best ways that we help pull good candidates across the finish line and move the needle in California politics, is through our various voter guides all throughout the state of California. I'm just showing you the San Diego one. So if you notice here in Solana Beach, we're seeking candidates for mayor, city council, District 1 and 3 as well. So get on those endorsement guides. If you are a Republican, seek the Republican Party endorsement in your area. That could help you as well in terms of an endorsement. But it does not take money to run for these offices. If you want to raise money, contact Reform California. We can give you advice on how to do that properly and how to spend it efficiently. Not lawn signs, not ads in the newspaper. Usually what I tell people is just get a door hanger. We'll give you a voter list and then go door to door to high propensity voters and ask for their support. I walked 15,873 doors when I ran for city council in San Diego. I remember because I counted each and every one of them. It was not easy, but it was definitely worth it because we won that election in a landslide because people like to see candidates at the door. But again, I'm not wanting to make this too complicated. We need people, good people, just to step forward and file for office. Remember, the deadline is July 15th to August 9th. You need to run or you need to recruit someone who's got a big opinion and, you think, wow, I know someone who's always got an opinion and is always complaining and wanting to, figure out how to make a difference. I'm going to suggest they reach out to Carl DeMaio in Reform California and potentially run for office. Share with them this video, connect them to our organization, and we'll do the rest from there. Finally, help us fund this candidate recruitment, training, mentorship, endorsement, and voter guide program so that we can win a lot of these seats. Chip in a contribution. If the least you can do is just chip in a contribution, do that today. Go to reformcalifornia.org, chip in a contribution at the button at the top right of our website. Easy peasy, huh? Run for office. Recruit someone to run for office or do it yourself or chip in a contribution. Look, now's the time. If not you, who? If not now, when? We have a state to save. So get involved in the fight at reformcalifornia.org. Until next time, Carl DeMaio, Chairman of Reform California. Help us break through the censorship of the liberal media. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and smash that notification button so you can stay up to date on all the developments in California news and politics. Also, please visit the website, reformcalifornia.org, for ongoing news coverage and to join one of our campaigns in the fight to take back our state. If you can, please sign up as a volunteer or chip in a contribution. This episode of Reform California with Carl DeMaio, paid for by Carl DeMaio for State Assembly 2024.